Hello everyone, Literate Lemming here once again for a bit of analysis. Now as you can tell by the title of this video, I want to discuss how much Zecora is like Rarity. But Literate, you might say. Zecora is a zebra, and Rarity is a unicorn. The only way they are similar is that they're equines. True, on the surface, that is their only similarity, and you might even stretch it to be that they're white in some measure. But I'm not talking about their physical appearance, but their characters, as in the way they act. Rarity, to start, is the element of generosity, dressmaker, and fashion expert. As you might imagine, she makes quite a few bits on dress. It uses gems as often as humans use sequins in their own semi-fancy clothes. Yet even with the bits she probably makes, the most expensive things we've seen in her dress shop are dressmaking materials. If she wanted, she could probably make enough money to get a fine house in Canada or Manhattan with plenty of servants to take care of her needs, and she could quite literally become one of the richest ponies in all of Equestria over the course of one grand galloping gala and a few Sapphire Shores concerts. She has some of the most well-known ponies asking her for dresses and other clothing, and you can imagine how much she could make. Yet she has never been extravagant, not even in Sweet and Elite, in the episode where her dresses and other costumes seem to be kind of bland in comparison to dresses she has made for other ponies. And then we come to Zecora. She's a zebra who lives in the Rarity Forest who talks in rhyme and mixes up potion for, as Applebloom said, almost, if not, everything. The reason I've even come up with the idea of this video was because of a scene in Just for Sidekicks. Spike needs her help, and so gives her a gem, which she quickly deposits in the bucket of a pony who's gathering money for a charity. Now, I don't know about you, but by what I can guess of the value of that gem, she's giving a lot more than most people give. Now, comparing that small gem to the one he gave to the CMC, comparing what the CMC bought, which is a giant machine for pet care, Zecora probably could have gotten some nice things with that. Maybe some rare potion ingredients she would need for a later day. But instead she just gives it away knowing the value. Now, you have to say that just giving away that gem is an act of generosity. But it isn't the only one she's ever done, though most of her acts of generosity are more indirect than openly donating a presumably large amount to charity. In a similar way to Rarity, Zecora has a talent that could provide her many material benefits. While Rarity's clothing may be used for years, Zecora's only lasts for 1 or 3 doses at most, thus making it easier for her to gain a profit. She could probably mix up a cosmetic potion, making one appear and maybe even feel younger. She could probably sell that potion, or any potion she has, for a good amount of bits. She could quite easily become rich, and her products don't need a gala or a concert to sell them, since potions are in season all the seasons. She could quite easily take her potions to market, sell a few, maybe eventually get noticed by a bigwig, and just like that, she's worldwide. Her potions would be in high demand, and after a quick episode of overworking herself, she'd make them into a massive business by hiring other ponies, and maybe even zebras. And being who she is, she might not even have to go through a period of overworking herself, and just hire others immediately when she figures out what will happen. Zecora would quickly be able to open stores filled with her specialty potions all over Equestria, and she'd be all over and put herself into the ranks of the richest of the world. And these things would be within her grasp, but she doesn't do it. Why? Because she, like Rarity, is generous almost to a fault. By what we can tell, she always gives away her potions, and never asks for payment. Surely with all her perception, she could tell that what would happen if she would start to sell them. Yet, she prefers to stay in every forest, helping ponies when she can, without asking for anything in return. She's not only being generous for giving up her potions without compensation, but also because she gives up the opportunity to become rich. She could easily do it and reconcile it with herself and others. She could reason selling potions as helping others with her potions, and keeping herself up and running and able to help others longer, just by charging a small fee. We can see that both Rarity and Zecora have open opportunities to become great in their own little niches, yet both of them don't take it, and in fact Rarity just sells dresses and uses the money for materials and other odd ends. Basically, only buying what she needs, and by what we can guess, very probably gives the rest to charity, helping others more than herself. Zecora, in a similar way, gives her potions away for free. By what we can tell, she gathers her materials from the forest, and likely also gets her food from the same place. She might make some bits, but only enough to buy a few specialty ingredients, such as when she had to buy the last ingredient for the cure for Poison Joke. Any way you look at it, she is more than generous with her potions and every other resource she has. For these reasons, I can say that Zecora is much the equivalent of Rarity. The two might have different dispositions towards cleanliness, but both act the same to others in their material goods. But what do you think? Do you agree that Zecora is like Rarity, or do you have a different perspective? Let me know in the comments. Until next time, this is Literate Lemming signing out.